Welcome where curiosity becomes dangerous. For years, a silent winter stretched across a remote corner of the world. Not a meteorological winter, but a human one. A winter made of fear, smoke, and the constant expectation that the next sunrise might never come. People no longer counted days. They counted explosions. They counted nights spent awake. They counted the number of times the ground trembled. No one remembered the sound of normal life. But all of that changed on a night no one expected. A night when the war ended before dawn. This is a fictional scenario, a thought experiment, but one that reflects the fragile heartbeat of humanity. A story about silence, about peace, and about the unexplained moment when history stopped in its tracks. Prologue. The last night. It was an ordinary night of war, or at least as ordinary as a night could be after years of destruction. In a landscape of ruined buildings, broken power lines, and streets scarred by time, people settled into their usual routine of fear. Families climbed into underground shelters. Soldiers crouched in frozen trenches. Medics prepared for another night with too many wounds and too few hands. And in the distance, drones buzzed through the air like mechanical hornets. But at 03:17 a.m., something changed. The buzzing stopped. Not gradually. Instantly. The distant artillery fire faded away, not like a battle winding down, but like a television being switched off. A silence so complete it felt wrong. Some soldiers raised their heads, confused. Parents in shelters froze, listening. A medic paused with her hand on a bandage, trying to understand if she had gone deaf. But the silence was real and terrifying. Part 1. The impossible silence. The front line stretched for hundreds of kilometers. For years, it was defined by noise, constant, merciless noise. Yet now, there was nothing. Just the wind, just the crackle of snow under boots, just the breath of millions of people holding still. At first, everyone assumed it was a trick. A tactical pause, an ambush. But 10 minutes passed, then 20, then 30. Still nothing. Soldiers reported seeing lights going dim on the other side of the front line, as if entire bases were powering down. Civilians peeked from basements, stepping outside for the first time at night without fear. Dogs, which had spent years barking at explosions, suddenly sat quietly, ears tilted in confusion. The world felt suspended. Part 2. The message at 04:06. Across the whole region, every radio crackled to life. Devices that hadn't worked in months turned on. Old radios in abandoned vehicles flickered. Even broken speakers emitted a faint hum. Then came a voice. Not the voice of any known leader. Not a military broadcast. Not a language tied to any flag. Just a sentence, in a soft, neutral tone, translated automatically into whatever language people spoke. Stand down, the dawn will be different. Again, stand down, the dawn will be different. No explanation, no source, no coordinates. The transmission lasted exactly 1 minute. Then silence returned, deeper than before. Some people cried, others panicked. Many simply stared at their radios long after they went dead, as if expecting the voice to return. No one knew who sent it, and perhaps that was the point. Part 3. The dawn. At 05:42, the horizon began to glow, but not like usual. The sunrise felt warmer, softer, almost unreal, as if someone had replaced the sky with a new one. Children were the first to step outside fully. Then mothers, then grandparents, then entire families emerged from shelters, squinting at the quiet world around them. The soldiers too climbed out of the trenches, but instead of raising weapons, they lowered them. Across the entire front line, 2 lines of exhausted, broken humans stared at each other in disbelief. No shots, no shouts, just peace. Some soldiers began walking forward, slowly, carefully. Others mirrored them. And for the first time in years, the land between them, once a scar of mud and destruction, was walked on without fear. The sun rose higher. The war was over. Part 4. Aftermath. News channels had no information. Governments stayed silent for hours. Analysts speculated everything from cyber attacks to divine intervention. But the people understood something different. The war hadn't ended because someone won. It ended because someone, or something, made everyone stop. Hospitals reported no new injuries. Refugees began walking home. Children played on streets that had been battle zones just the night before. People embraced strangers as if they had known them forever. The land still bore scars, but for the first time in years, the scars were healing. Part 5. The mystery. Within 24 hours, researchers tried to trace the origin of the mysterious broadcast. They found no satellites sending signals, no transmitters, no hacked networks, no identifiable source. It was as if the message had come from everywhere and nowhere. Some believed it was an advanced peacekeeping system, activated by someone unknown. Some believed it was a psychological phenomenon, a mass hallucination. Some believed it was intervention from beyond human understanding. But the most unsettling theory was the simplest. The war ended because humanity, collectively, subconsciously, forced it to end. The message was simply the echo of what everyone wished for. Part 6. The first night of peace. That evening, the world felt alien. People complained that the silence hurt their ears. Children asked if the peace was real or temporary. Dogs didn't bark. Birds returned to places they hadn't flown over in years. Power grids slowly came online. Church bells rang for the first time since the conflict began. People lit candles on windowsills, small flames of hope, trembling in the dark. Everywhere, conversations began with the same sentence. It stopped. But why did it stop? Epilogue. The question. Weeks passed. The war did not resume. Borders remained quiet. Cities began to rebuild. Families returned home, carefully stepping through ruins that once held their lives. But one detail continues to haunt everyone who lived through that night. No leader, no general, no government, no organization ever claimed responsibility for ending the war. Not one. No one admitted sending the message. No one explained the silence. No one owned the moment when humanity changed direction. And maybe that is the most mysterious part of all. Because if a war can end before dawn, without warning, without orders, without reason, what else could change overnight? Like, share, and subscribe, because peace can be as mysterious as war. And here, curiosity doesn't sleep.